we are here today to present our CARC project. My name is Kai Xian.
I am Matthew.
My responsibilities are taking photos and price catalogs from the Sim Square, finding suitable components that matches the requirements of the project, making and editing of the report, presentation slides, making of the presentation slides, and video presentation. Gather pictures for computer building guide.
And my responsibilities is finding the prices of components from the different shops, and the making and the editing of the report, the video presentation, and the video processing and editing. Lastly, the gathering of information on steps on how to build the computer guide.
Next is our recommended components. First, the CPU i7-3770K. It has a large LG cache amongst the family. It has Intel hyper-threading technology. It has a high clock speed of 3.5 GHz but can be turboed of up to 3.9 GHz. Support PCIe 3.0, which we will talk about it later. As for the CPU cooler, we have the Corsair H100i. It's a full copper based liquid cooler. It has a dual fan radiator and it's a closed loop, which means zero maintenance. And
so the motherboard that we chose was the Gigabyte Z77X UD3HWB. It has full support for USB 3.0, SATA 3, and 2 PCIe 3.0 slots, which can fit 2 graphic cards. It also has dual UEFI BIOS ROMs and a Gigabyte Ultra Durable 4.
Next, we have the RAM. We have a G-Skill Ripjaws X 12800 C7 8GB. It's a dual channel kit, DDR3 1600 MHz with a test latency of 7 and has a lifetime warranty. Next, we have the GPU. It is an MSI HD7970 3GB Twin Frozen Boost Edition. It has 3GB of GDDR5 memory. It supports iFinity 2.0, PCIe 3.0, which the motherboard also supports. It has HDMI DVI support, and it's a 384-bit memory interface which we need to drive the large resolutions.
So the power supply unit that we have chosen is a Superflower GK 750W Platinum. It is Platinum certified and has modular cables, which makes the whole setup much neater. It also features SLI and Crossfire support. Like the motherboard, it supports 2 GPUs, and it also has passed all protection features. Next, the solid state drive that we have chosen is the Crucial M4 128GB. We chose it as a boot drive so that it quickens the loading of the OS. It also makes the system snappy. This SSD also features SATA 3, which is related to the motherboard, and it also has a sequential read of 100 megabytes per second, which quickens the data transfer.
As for the second hard drive, we have the Western Digital Black 1TB as our storage drive. It is a mechanical hard drive. It supports SATA 3 6 gigabits, which our motherboard also supports. It spins at 7200 RPMs. It has a 1TB storage space, which is more than enough for our games and files. It has 64 megabytes of cache, which is the largest for mechanical hard drive lineup. For our optical drive, we have the LG BH16NS40. It's a Blu-ray drive with 16x write capability and supports Blu-ray content.
So the casing that I've chosen is the Armageddon Tritron T3, which supports 2 front USB 3.0 slots, like the motherboard. There's blue lighting, 6 fan slots, and a partially clear side window for the user to look inside the PC. The case fans that we have chosen is the Cooler Master Circle Airflow 120mm Blue. It spins at 2000 RPM and is a 69.69 CFM, which is the airflow. And also it produces 19 decibels of sound, which is really silent.
For our monitor, we have the Asus VE248H. It has a 10:1 contrast ratio. For the connectors, we have the HDMI, D-sub, and the DVI. For the HDMI and DVI, we need the HDMI and DVI connectors to support the multi-display output. We have the monitor also supports 2 ms response time, which is anti-ghosting. It is also a LED display. For our headset, we have the Turtle Beach DP11. It has an inline amplifier 5.1 surround sound support, 50mm drivers which allows more bass and details to the user. Also supports Dolby surround sound technology.
We have chosen a Razer Black Widow Expert keyboard. It has a 1ms response time, anti-ghosting for up to 10 keys, and fully programmable keys. The mouse that we have chosen is the Razer Imperator 4G. It's a dual tracking sensor which makes precise tracking and 1ms response time and 7 programmable buttons.
Last but not least, our OS we have the Windows 8. Why? Because it has a fast cold boot and shutdown times. It also supports DirectX 11.1 which our GPU also supports. It has a longer support for Windows Update, and with our SSD, the boot up and shutdown time and the whole system will be very snappy. So here we have the price summary. As you can see, the CPU and motherboard is actually a bundle price, and the rest are actually prices that we found that is close to our budget. As you can see, for the total price at the bottom, it's 3,879, which is within our budget, and there's a few more dollars that we can spend on something maybe. So this is our price summary for each and every component.
So this is where we got our components. As you can see, most of the stores listed are from Sim Lim Square.
So now we have the quick build guide. The first step, align the gold triangle on the CPU with the gold triangle on the CPU socket and place the CPU firmly down and close the latch. Next, align your RAM with the RAM slot and press it firmly down until it clicks into place. Next, replace the motherboard backplate I/O on the case with the one that came with your motherboard that you bought. Now align the motherboard backplate with the backplate that you have installed on the case, and screw your motherboard in place to the case. Next, you can remove the cooler backplate of the motherboard and replace it with the one that you have bought that came with your cooler. Now install the cooler on your CPU and the radiator or fan that came with it to the case.
Next, remove the brackets that is going to be used for the GPU, and align and place the GPU firmly down on the motherboard. Place and screw in the PSU to the case. Place and screw in any hard drives to the hard drive bay. Remove any one of the front 3.5-inch drive base covers, and place and screw in optical drive. Align and screw in any fans, and connect all data or power or audio cables in the case. Next, connect all power USB or video or audio cables.
Next, after you have installed all your components on the computer, you are now ready to install your OS. On your computer now, and place your Windows disk in the optical drive that you have installed. Now wait for the screen to load, and you'll see an install button and click it. Next, the install it will bring you to the next page where you have to install the OS on a particular hard drive that you must select. Select the drive that you want to install it on. In this case, we are going to install it on the Crucial M4 128GB drive, which is the SSD drive that we have selected, because we want to make the system, our OS, everything snappy and fast, so that we can boot up and shut down very fast. Next, you can follow the on-screen instructions all the way to the end, and you're done. So some things we want to add is the case fans. We chose the Cooler Master case fans to replace with the stock fan that is in the case, because we want the airflow to be efficient and cooling the components with the optimum fans that we chose. Now we have come to the end of our presentation. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.